This is my response to ET Canada talking about Amber Heard not being fired from Aquaman. I have a few things to say here, but mostly I have the entire Amber Heard playlist as a response to it, because you guys don't seem to know anything about anything, and it makes me wonder, why don't they have somebody talking about this who might actually comprehend anything about it? I mean, why do you have talking heads who know absolutely nothing talking about how they don't know anything? I mean, you could hire a lawyer, you could hire a lawyer to just talk about this subject and give their take on it. I'm not a lawyer, but I study law, and I have had a playlist about the law called Self-Representation in Court, United States, teaching people the law in the United States if they need to represent themselves in court because they can't hire a lawyer. And I've sued on my own on issues such as this as sexual harassment. I've been in court with over 200 something documents in a court case against a very large company. So I'm going to say what I know about it. And again, why AT Canada? Do you have people who literally know nothing at all? They're like 2-year-old babies in their level of knowledge talking about this. We don't need any more people who don't know anything talking about it. That is not information.
Now to Amber Heard, who is currently filming Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and Johnny Depp fans are not too happy about it. Following the Pirates of the Caribbean star's tumultuous divorce and ongoing lawsuits with Amber, fans of Depp have been very vocal online, calling for Warner Brothers to axe Amber from her role as Mira in the upcoming sequel.
Yeah, there's even an online petition that has gained over 1.8 million signatures. 1.8 guys asking for Amber's firing from the sequel, with fans requesting Game of Thrones star Emilia Clarke to take her place. And just to refresh, the petition is to remove Amber really gained traction online after Depp confirmed his departure from the Fantastic Beasts franchise on Instagram at the request of Warner Brothers last November.
Yeah, but Peter Safran, who is currently a producer on the upcoming film, is speaking out in response to the online protests from Johnny Depp fans. Talking to Deadline, Peter says that the online pressure from fans have had zero impact on the casting decisions, saying, quote, "I don't think we're ever going to react to, honestly, pure fan pressure. You got to do what's best for the movie. We felt that if it's James Wan and Jason Momoa, it should be Amber Heard. That's really what it was."
Peter also stated that it's not always what the fans want, but ultimately what's best for the movie, saying, quote, "One is not unaware of what is going on in the Twitterverse, but that doesn't mean you have to react to it or take it as gospel or accede to their wishes. You have to do what's right for the film, and that's really where we landed on it." Oh, boy! Liam, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is so tough. I mean, I remember.
Oh, yes, and the obligatory woman selling out all other women. There always is one.
For comic book sci-fi things, that when the internet first came out, you had access to message boards and this platform to meet fans, to talk with fans about movies, about TV shows. It was fantastic. It was really empowering. And I think bit by bit, the internet's kind of becoming this pool of toxic behavior. Now, in terms of this specifically, it's more sort of, I find it fascinating in the sense that, Zack Snyder, remember the Zack Snyder cut that was released because, of the fan uproar from
Right.
Justice League? And that was really great. But I remember there were a lot of discussions about it where it was saying, great, fans are getting what they want. But does that potentially kind of set the precedent that if you are part of a fandom, that you are behind a screen, that you can rally people around the world, that what you demand is what you'll get? And I think we've seen this a lot transpiring, not just in the world of entertainment, but just in life in general, that there is this general fear sometimes of cancel culture, that if you upset a small few, regardless of whether or not you've met them or not, that there is that potential that you can be removed from the situation. So I think we're kind of seeing it here right now, but I think there was a certain point in the last few years, you saw it with James Gunn getting fired from Disney and then getting brought back because of some tweets that he sent out, that we are sort of at this point where there can be a little bit of uproar, but there's more of a discussion before there is sort of that impulsive move by the studio to do something as drastic as fire a director, or in this case, fire a lead actress in this film.
Yeah, you're right. I think there's definitely been an evolution of that conversation when it's time when they think about getting rid of someone from a particular project based on fan reaction. 1.4 million signatures sounds like a lot, but it doesn't really sound like
It's a
it. I mean,
lot.
like it doesn't.
These Johnny Depp fans, as it were, are people who don't understand that Johnny Depp lied in court. He made up a story cut out of whole cloth. His entire story appears to have been discredited. And so everything you're angry about has been proven to be not true, and you should get over it. Because there was a very expensive trial that the citizens of the United Kingdom paid a lot of money for, and everything you're upset about is not true, okay? You don't know of anything that Amber Heard has ever done that is wrong. And the tapes that you seem to be angry about are also false, and I have a video on that, or you could look up yourself. Just Google this. The Hollywood Reporter. Johnny Depp is radioactive. Just Google that yourself. It's a fairly long article, but those tapes are fake. They are edited.
Even that, though, based on what the producer's saying, it doesn't sound like it's going to be taken into consideration. I mean, my thing about having an actor in a film is like, if you're the lead in a tentpole franchise, like that's a much harder thing to do to replace this person than someone who is a second or a third character. And I'm not a huge fan of Johnny Depp. I'm not a huge fan of Amber Heard. So for me as a fan going into watching this movie, um, if it's still Jason Momoa, then to me it's still that movie. Almost any other character. And I know that a lot of people don't think this way. Like they want the same actor to play the same role every single time. Um, but it doesn't always happen that way. And for me, like if they were going to replace Amber with someone else, I'd be like, okay, cool, they replaced Amber with someone else. I don't feel passionately about having her on there or not on there. That's my take.
I listen. I think you need to listen to your fans. At the end of the day, they're the ones who are paying for the movies. When you have, 1.8 million writing, this is a very tricky situation because what happened to Johnny Depp being taken off of Fantastic Beasts because of Warner Brothers, and Amber Heard still getting her role in this movie with Aquaman 2.
Okay, again, these people don't seem to understand that the result of this trial was that Amber Heard was found to be telling the truth and Johnny Depp was found to be a liar. Johnny Depp, after this UK trial, the result is he was found to be a rapist and a racist, and everything Amber Heard said about him is determined to be true based on the fact that most of it was proven to a civil standard if there was enough evidence that was actually there. And the other parts, there just wasn't enough evidence to grab onto, but the accumulation of all the other evidence means that Amber was telling the truth. She is the credible party. She told the truth in this, and Johnny was a liar. So the things that she said about him are true. He is a rapist. He is a racist. He said he would have black men and Mexicans rape her. And again, not just somehow it mattered to him that it was black people and Mexicans raping Amber and not white people. This is, I mean, why? Who knows why? Who possibly could understand why that matters to him? But it's racist, right? I mean, how much more racist can you get than saying minorities are more likely to rape people? And he wants his wife to be raped. But there were very many legal conclusions after this case that mean that Johnny Depp should not be in a kids movie. And also, Aquaman made much more money than any Johnny Depp movie ever. A lot of people seem to be very obsessed with, say, Pirates of the Caribbean and whatnot, but that movie did not make as much money as Aquaman. Aquaman is a huge movie. Amber is in a much bigger franchise than Johnny Depp has ever been in. And it's only had one movie, okay? So this is a much bigger juggernaut. And they keep saying that, Jason Momoa, but I watched Aquaman, and there was a heck of a lot of Amber Heard in it, okay? I don't even really remember Jason Momoa that much, and mostly I remember how pretty it was, but there was one hell of a lot of Amber Heard in this movie, and it would really be conspicuous, and it would piss off a lot of women. Okay, and again, please watch the Amber Heard playlist, because it's commercial free, it's not clickbait. I have it on many channels. It's not getting very much SEO. It's not about making money. I've never made money on YouTube, not one penny ever, and it's not clickbait, unlike everything else. Um, please watch the Amber Heard playlist to understand this better, because everything is very clear if you just actually care about what you're talking about, unlike these reporters on ET Canada. I don't know why they have these people talking. It's like you could have somebody talking who knows anything about anything. These people know just absolutely nothing. Why? Why do people watch this crap? What is this for? Why would you? These people know nothing. Nothing at all. And I have the explanation all over the Amber Heard playlist. Watch that and you really won't have any doubts anymore.
People are not happy. There's a hashtag that is called Justice for Johnny Depp. I think that's what I read. And people are not happy with the fact that she's continuing.
Yes, people are not happy, but they never are when a woman reports gender-based violence. The woman is always retaliated against every time. Again, please see the Amber Heard playlist. People are mad every single time a woman says she's raped. They have something makes them upset about that. And Amber Heard was raped. Anytime she says her husband beat her up, they are mad at her for complaining about it and not at the husband, who is not upset about anything, nor should he be, because he's not going to get in trouble. Okay, these people who are upset are ignorant. They're ignorant. They're upset because they're always upset when a woman has the nerve to complain about a lack of bodily autonomy.
Doing work. This a whole he said, she said situation with their relationship.
It's actually not a he said, she said situation with their relationship. She has no incentive to lie. No woman has an incentive to lie about this almost ever. It's so rare. It would take something really extraordinary for a woman to want to lie about this, because this is a terrible thing to report. There's nothing pleasant about reporting this. Again, please see the Amber Heard playlist. But anytime a woman reports rape, the retaliation she faces is so severe that it is a statement against her interest in most any situation. And Amber Heard had no incentive, nor did she gain anything in reporting anything that Johnny Depp did. She only suffered for having done it. I've been on YouTube for a long time watching, and most people just never believed her in the first place, even though you could only not believe her because you're ignorant and you just don't care. But she had retaliation from the get-go. There was never a time when she was generally supported by the general YouTube public. And that could also be because Johnny Depp probably had robots or people acting as viewers or fans online. He vowed a long time ago, he vowed to destroy her when she made these claims against him. So there's only loss when a woman reports this. Therefore, it is a statement against her interest. And again, see the Amber Heard playlist. I could put every single video in the Amber Heard playlist into this video so you could see it, but that shows up on the Amber Heard playlist. You could also Google it, see what statement against interest means. You could type in statement against interest and then put the word law after that and just see what comes up and you'll understand. Women don't want to report this even when it's true. Women with a strong sense of yearning for justice will report this, even though it's against their interest.
People feel that Johnny Depp was, he was abused. Like, there's so many things that are the unknowns of this, right? But to put it out there and say what's best for the movie and we know what's going on, but we're just going to ignore you. Even as fans, we're just going to ignore you. It's not the right way to handle this situation.
I disagree that there are unknowns in this situation. Again, I refer to the fact that if a woman reports this, you should veer on the side of believing her, unless there's strong evidence to the contrary. Why? Science, that's why. A long history throughout the law in the United States, and the United States law comes from all sources all over the world throughout history. So historically, there's always just been science that supports this. That this is a statement against her interest. People don't even want to report it in the first place. This is just well known historically in the law of many countries for many, many thousands or who knows how long period of time. This is science. You can count on this science.
Situation. I think they say we support Amber Heard, good enough, but you don't go after the fans because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are going to watch a movie. And you're right, Liam. And the fact that people are using social media where they're saying, "I don't like this," or "I don't think this should happen," and you should listen to us, right? But in this situation, it is interesting because the fact that Johnny Depp had to leave a movie and it was announced on his Instagram, and here Amber Heard is not, she's continuing her career and having no issues with it, and yet we're still in that position of not knowing the truth of their relationship. And so it's a tricky situation, but I think at the end of the day, he needs to acknowledge the fact.
Okay, as for the truth of their relationship, the truth is Amber Heard told the truth about their relationship. A very, very expensive trial at the tax expense of the people of the United Kingdom declared that Amber Heard is telling the truth. If you want to know about their relationship, you should ask her, because the judge decided she's telling the truth and Johnny Depp is not.
And what they're saying, and he's not doing that. So just saying what's best for the movie may not be the best thing for the movie when you have a petition of 1.8 million out there.
That's interesting. The fans are speaking up here as well. Julie says the sexist double standard to domestic violence is insane. If Amber was a dude, he would have already been canceled. What do we got here? We got Jennifer says, wow, it's so unfair to Amber. A couple of people say that's unfair to Amber. But a lot of other people here are also seeing people are not going to see Aquaman if Amber's in it. That's a quote there from Paige. Let's see here. Carla says, take her out of the movie. It's unwanted.
There is no sexist double standard that favors women that I've ever heard of that's accurate and true, and that is anything other than an outlier of an example. Bias is always anti-woman. 9 out of 10 people in the world are biased against women, even deciding that they don't have a right to bodily autonomy. And even deciding that they don't have a right to not be raped. I have that on the Amber Heard playlist also. There is no favoritism towards women about anything ever. Ever. There is none. Unless there's some weird case which is probably inaccurate and highly biased and not true. I've never heard of it, and I've studied this. Again, I've been in court. I've had to talk to people about this a lot. I've had to study it. I've studied it intensely for a long time. There just is no such thing. This is imaginary. It doesn't happen, and it's the excuse for men to say that women are lying about rape, and somehow that women are lying when they say they don't get paid as much as men, which they don't. I mean, it's a statistic, it's a fact. It's the excuse of men when all the evidence is against them, but they just want to have something to say. But it's never true. Never, not ever. Somebody give me one real example that's real. I'd be happy to talk to you about it, but there is none.
I just missed it. Oh, here it is. It's rewarding an actor for what is her abusive behavior, and it looks like the production is looking the other way about domestic abuse. An interesting thing all here.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's the unknown.
I beg to differ about this thing that they're saying that there's something unknown. There isn't really anything unknown. Amber was beaten many times. She defended herself. This is the conclusion here. This case was fully tried, and if Johnny Depp had anything that he wanted to ask Amber, he could have asked her then. He came up with an appeal, which is completely bogus, and I made a video about his stupid appeal, which is that he came up with a question after the fact that he clearly had having access to the whole time, just so we could say, yeah, well, I totally lost this case, but it's because this judge treated me unfairly. But in most likely every single first world country, and probably third world countries and second world countries, and everywhere in the world where any legal system resembles ours in any way, you have to present your evidence at the trial. You don't get to have an appeal based on something you just didn't want to bring up at the trial, right? That's just an excuse, and it's bogus. There were no unanswered questions about this. There just were none. And again, I have videos all over the Amber Heard playlist about this that would make this very clear to you. And again, why are these people even talking? Why are they talking? Okay, there's not really any evidence that any of these people are Johnny Depp fans. They could be the same people who troll every single video about violence against women and talk about how the women are just, let's not even use the words that they really want to use, who just spew hate and just seem to track every single video. There's always, anytime there's some woman speaking up against violence against women, there's some horrible guy on there. And these people aren't necessarily Johnny Depp fans. They're people who spend all day and don't seem to have a job trolling every video about a woman and talking crap. And another thing is, if you check the Hollywood Reporter article called Johnny Depp is Radioactive, which is a very reliable publication of the entertainment industry, these people may actually just be robots or people that he pays to do this in third world countries or Russia or someplace like that, because much of his fan base on YouTube and Twitter is probably not even actual people that are anything other than paid or robots. And this is something that's been said many times, and I'm on here and I would say the same thing. It's very hard to believe that all of these people are real people. The comments they make and the women and the way they sell other women down the river, it's too shocking to believe that these are real people in a lot of cases.